Hey, where'd you get that? You made it yourself? No way. Dear Tim and Moby, I heard about this guy who invented a million things with peanuts. Can you tell me about him? Curious, Eddie. George Washington Carver did some pretty amazing things with peanuts. During his career, he used them to create over 300 distinct products. But Carver's rise to fame as the Peanut Man is only a small part of his story. He was an agricultural scientist studying how soil chemistry affects crop yields. But he didn't just stay in the lab. He persuaded farmers around the country to adopt more scientific practices. And that makes him one of the most influential scientists of his day. His achievements are all the more impressive given the struggles he faced as an African American. Carver was born into slavery in Missouri during the Civil War. His father died before he was born. Shortly after that, slave traders kidnapped his mother from the plantation. So the owners, Moses and Susan Carver, raised George themselves. As a child, Carver struggled with illness. Stuck indoors, he developed a close connection to Susan Carver. She taught him about herbal medicines, and young George quickly became fascinated with plants. His obsession grew into expertise. Neighbors began calling him the plant doctor. They came to him for advice on caring for the health of their gardens. Farmers were in awe of Carver's intellect and knowledge. But despite his brilliance, he was barred from attending the local school. Slavery had ended with the Civil War, but life in the post-war South was defined by segregation, the forced separation of races. African Americans were often mistreated and not given the same opportunities as white people. In his teens, George left home in search of a formal education. He landed at Iowa State Agricultural College, where he was the first African American student. He majored in botany. No, it's the study of plants. He earned his master's degree at Iowa and grew into a respected academic. That caught the attention of Booker T. Washington. Washington was the leader of the Tuskegee Institute, one of America's first black colleges. He invited Carver to head the agricultural department at Tuskegee. Even though the position paid far less,